الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين ومن اتبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين أما بعد. To proceed, to continue our explanation of the book al-Ajrumiyyah. And in our previous lesson we explained the statement al-mu'rabatu ismani, that there are two types of al-mu'rabatu, right? Those words that are affected by al-i'rabu, or that you can perform al-i'rab upon grammatical analysis. And those two types of al-mu'rabatu are ya Muhammadu
and ismul.
Now the two types of al-mu'rabatu, they are qismun yu'rabu بالحركات وقسم يؤرب بالحروف. Right? The first type is those words whose i'rab is known by their harakat. And the second type is those words whose i'rabun is known by بالحروف. And in our previous lesson we spoke about the first category, which are those that are affected by al-harakat. There's four types: al-ismu al-mufradu,
الاسم المفرد وجمع مذكري
وجمع التقصير
وجمع تكسير
وجمع المؤنث السالم
وفعل مضارع
والفعل المضارع
الذي لم يتصل بالآخر شيء.
Right. والفعل المضارع الذي لم يتصل بآخره شيء. So those four categories. The first is al-ism al-mufradu, that we explained, the single noun. The second, jam'u at-taqsiri, the broken plural. The third is jam'u al-mu'annathi as-salim, the sound female plural. And the fourth is al-fi'lu al-mudari'u, the present tense verb, الذي لم يتصل بآخره شيء, in which there is nothing connected to its ending. Thereafter the next statement is
وكلها
right. كلها ترفع
بالضمة
بالضمة
وتنصب
بالضمة وتنصب
بالفتحة
تنصب
بالفتحة
بالفتحة وتخفض
بالكسرة
تخفض بالكسرة وتجزم
بالسكون
تجزم بالسكون. Hassan. That therefore is the next statement of al-mu'allif alayhi rahmatullahi wa kulluha. What does what kulluha mean?
Everything it.
Kulluha meaning all of it. Right? And that ha, that damirun muttasilun, is referring to the four categories that preceded it. ترفع بالضمة. Right, بالضمة we know with a dhamma. ترفع. What does ترفع mean?
رفع raised.
Right. ترفع, it is raised. Okay. So it's using the passive form of the verb, not the active. The active would be ترفع. ترفع. It raises. Whereas ترفع is
It's raised.
it is raised. What, and all of these are وتنصب, and it is made منصوب بالفتحة, with الفتحة, الفتح. وتخفض, and it is made مخفوض, the state of being مخفوض, بالكسرة, with الكسرة. وتجزم, and it is made مجزوم بالسكون, with a سكون. Right? So here the author رحمه is introducing this general principle that we already have spoken about and understood, insha'Allah ta'ala, and that is that how do al-harakat, how are they recognized in relation to the particular state that they represent? Well, they're recognized by al-Dhammah. That's one of the harakat, and that state which is connected to al-Dhammah is raf'un, and the word being marfu'un. The fathatu, al-fathatu, that represents the al-nasbu, right? The state of al-nasb, or when the word is mansubun. And similarly tukhfadu بالكسرة, the kasra here represents the khafd, when the word is makhfudun, and the sukoon represents the majzumun word, or the state of al-jazm. Hasanan. Right, so the next statement is
وخرج.
right. وخرج
عن ذلك.
عن ذلك ثلاثة
أشياء.
أشياء.
جمع المؤنث.
جمع
المؤنث.
المؤنث.
السالم.
should be there. مؤنث.
السالم.
السالم.
ينصب.
ينصب.
بالكسرة.
right. ينصب بالكسرة.
والاسم.
Right, just stop at that point for the moment. Hasan. So first the author, rahimahullah, mentioned this general principle, that all of them are made marfu'un with the dhammah, made mansubun with al-fathatu, made makhfudun with al-kasra, and made majzumun with the sukoon. Then from what we've already understood, we should have recognized that that statement generally is correct, but specifically in relation to certain types of words it is not, is it?
Yeah.
Because then he stated وَخَرَجَ عَنْ ذَلِكَ. What does kharaja mean?
He exited. He exited.
Right, it exits from that, meaning it's an exception from that what? ثلاثة أشياء.
3 signs.
3 things. Right? 3 things. Note that ثلاثة here is
Female.
female, أشياء
Male.
is male. So what type of construct is this?
مضاف.
It is an إضافة. مضاف مضاف إليه. It's also a number, isn't it? So 3 is female because أشياء is male. What else do we notice about أشياء? We know that the مضاف إليه is always
مجرور.
مجرور or مخفوض. However, in this instance, أشياء is,
منصوب.
well, there's a fatha, right? Why is there a fatha on the end?
Because it doesn't go مرجور.
Right, because أشياء is one from those types of al-asma'u, nouns, whose خفض state is represented by,
منصوب.
no, not al-fathatu. Al-fathatu takes the position of it being al-kasrah, therefore majrur. So 3 matters exit from that. What are those 3 matters? جمع المؤنث السالم, which is
The female sound plural.
the female sound plural. Why? ينصب بالكسرة. It is made منصوب بالكسرة. So the nasbun state, when acted upon that word, and therefore it becomes mansubun, is actually done بالكسرة, with al-kasrah. Right. What does that mean by way of example?
Muslimati.
Right. So, if we have an example of جمع المؤنث السالم المسلمة. What does al-muslimatu mean, ya Muhammadu?
A female Muslim.
The female Muslim. Hasanan. This is al-ism al-mufradu. However, if we want to make al-jam'u, the plural, from al-muslimah, what do?
Plural. We take off the ta.
Right, we turn the ta al-marbuta to,
Alif, and then we put a ta at the end.
right, a normal ta'u with the addition of the alif. So we add alif and ta and it becomes al-muslimah.
T.
Ya Muhammad. In a normal state, what would it be?
It'll be Muslimatu, sorry.
Al-muslimatu. Al-muslimatu, which now means
The female Muslims.
the female Muslims. What type of a sentence is al-muslimatu?
Jumlatul ismiya.
Right, if you're going to say it's al-jumlatul ismiya, we know that al-jumlatul ismiya تتكون من المبتدأ والخبر. It comprises of al-mubtada'u and al-khabar. So al-muslimatu could be al-mubtada'u, whereas al-khabar. There is no al-khabaru, it's clear, there's no al-khabaru, therefore it's not al-jumlatul ismiya, it's just al-ismu, it's just a noun. It's not. I know, I wanted to see if you're awake. Right? It's not al-jumlatul ismiya. Right? It's not the definition of al-kalamu that we started our lessons with many months ago. It's just a single ismun. Why? This is just very basic, but why do we write it al-muslimatu?
Because there's no alamat to change it.
There's no amilun. There's no amilun acting upon it that would alter the state of al-muslimatu. Therefore it remains al-muslimatu. But does this word here, can it be used to illustrate What we're trying to explain here?
No.
No, it can't be. It cannot. Why? Because we need to what?
Have it in the
We need to make it not majrurun, ya Muhammad.
Mansub would state, but it was going to be
ينصب بالكسرة. We need to make it منصوب. Well, the whole purpose of this is to demonstrate that one of the exceptions to the principle that a word becomes mansubun with al-fathatu, which is what we said here, وتنصب بالفتحة. An exception from that is
this.
The sound female plural. Why is that an exception?
Because it's going to be mansubun in the majrurun state.
Because it's going to be... No, don't say it's going to be mansubun in the majrurun state. Say it's going to be mansubun بالكسرة.
What does that mean?
Yunsabu made mansub or an-nasb, that state, بالكسرة, with al-kasrati, as opposed to what?
Mansubun.
As opposed to al-fathatu. Ordinarily, it is made mansubun with al-fathatu, right? Which is what we said here. وَتُنْصَبُ بِالْفَتْحَةِ. But ya Muhammad is jam'u al-mu'annathi as-Salimu made mansubun with al-fathatu? No, it's made mansubun bil-kasrati. أليس كذلك? No. So what do we need to do to al-muslimatu?
We need to have a harf jar at the start.
Ya Muhammad, not a harfu jar, because a harfu jarrin would not make al-muslimatu mansubun. It would make al-muslimatu majrurun. We don't want to do that, do we?
We need a verb.
Right. We need, for example, a fi'lun such as
Masha.
Masha. If you're going to say Masha, I know the clocks have gone forward, right? But that's really no excuse to say Masha al-muslimatu. Why? Because, right, what type of sentence is this now? Al-jumlatul fi'liyah. Masha means
he
walked. Al-muslimatu is the female Muslims. What type of word is it? What's the i'rab of this sentence?
Masha is
Ya Muhammad, Masha fi'lun madin.
مبني على الفتح.
Masha, it's mabniyun ala what? Masha. Is it mabniyun ala al-fathi?
Yes.
But what about the alif here?
There's a hidden fatha there.
It's al-muqaddaratu. But what's al-muqaddaratu? We don't say masha'a, do we? We say masha, which means what? What's on the alif? Masha.
There's a fatha.
No. There's a sakoon, isn't it? Right? So, masha.
He walked.
Masha is mabniyun ala sakuni. Is it al-dhahiratu? Is it al-muqaddaratu?
It's al-muqaddar.
Al-muqaddaratu. Why is it al-muqaddaratu? Because al-alif wal-maqsura cannot accommodate harakatun. Therefore you say it's assumed to be the al-muqaddaratu. Now, al-muslimatu What therefore is al-muslimatu in this sentence?
It would be the doers.
The fa'ilun ya Muhammad, the fa'ilun. Masha al-muslimatu. So we have two problems with this sentence that comprises of two words. The first is that there must be an agreement between the fi'lun and the fa'ilun in relation to gender. Is there?
I meant to say ma.
Mashat. You're supposed to say mashat. Are you not? Mashat. Right, now it's grammatically correct. What does it mean? Mashat al-muslimatu.
The female Muslims walk.
Right, the female Muslims walked. Now, does this example that you've advanced, does it illustrate this statement? Is it an example of this statement? وَخَرَجَ عَنْ ذَلِكَ ثَلَاثَةُ أَشْيَاء جمع المؤنث السالم ينصب بالكسرة.
I'm going to say no.
Then why did you mention it? It's not, is it? Why? What you've demonstrated here is what? The first point. ترفع بالضمة. And of course, جمع المؤنث السالم is made raf'un by ad-dammah. So that's correct for that point. Is it correct for this point? No, because that's not what you want, which is a maf'ulun bihi. So let's alter mashat to I saw, which is رأيت. رأيت. Now, رأيت of course means I saw. حسنا. And this is مبني على السكون لاتصاله بالتاء الفاعلي والتاء ضمير متصل مبني على الضمة في محل رفع فاعل. Right, now al-muslimatu, how do we alter this? Al-fathatu here. Yeah, Muhammad.
No, sorry. It's muslimati.
Right, it's al-muslimati, isn't it? Why is it al-muslimati?
Because muslimata is firstly hard to pronounce in the tongue, and it answers that.
Right, because al-muslimata does not represent an example of yunsabu bil-kasrati, does it? Because remember, jam'u al-mu'annathi as-salim is not made mansubun bil-fathati, it's made mansubun bil-kasrati. Right, that's now correct. Ra'aytu al-muslimati. Right, so we would say that al-muslimati is what? It's maf'ulun bihi. Right, it's
assumed to be in the position.
No, it's not assumed. It's maf'ulun bihi. Right, and it is mansubun, but not bil fathati. It's mansuban bil kasrati. Why? Because tanubu, it deputizes for al-fatha, doesn't it? It deputizes for al-fathatu. Right. That took a long time to illustrate a simple example, ya Muhammadu. So the first is jam'u al-mu'annathi as-salimu yunsabu bil-kasrati. The second is
والاسم
wa al-ismu
الذي
الذي
لا
لا
ينصرف
ينصرف
يخفض
يخفض
بالفتحة
يخفض
بالفتحة
بالفتحة والاسم الذي لا ينصرف يخفض بالفتحة. Right, what does it mean first of all? والاسم.
And for the noun,
الذي which لا ينصرف
which
doesn't alter يخفض
in the مجرور state.
يخفض, it is made خفض بالفتحة.
Is made مجرور by the fatah.
Right. You want to say I spoke to friends, not the friends. Right, I spoke is no, تكلمت. Right, it's important that one. تكلمت, because we use it all the time, don't we? Right, and تكلمت or تكلم then is either followed with be with or ma'a. We'll use ma'a. تكلمت ma'a, the plural of صديق is
صديق. الصديق
D R. Right, now in order for us to understand والاسم الذي لا ينصرف يخفض بالفتحة, we mentioned this example. Why is this an example of this principle? Because ordinarily it would be أصدقاء if it was a normal ismun, right? But it's not a normal ismun because this ismun لا ينصرف, it doesn't alter.
Yeah.
So what therefore do we place upon the hamza? And it also doesn't take a tanween. What do we place on the hamza? Al-fathatu. It becomes تكلمت مع أصدقاء, which is the same reason why here that does not become أشياء as it would ordinarily if it was an ism that did alter. Here again تكلمت مع أصدقاء.
That doesn't become tanween as well, the أشياء.
No, it doesn't. Right? تكلمت مع أصدقاء. So that's الاسم الذي لا ينصرف يخفض بالفتحة. So مع أصدقائي, or rather مع أصدقاء, that is what? It's an إضافة.
Yeah.
Right? Because remember, that's a ظرف, isn't it? And whenever you have a ظرف followed by an ism, that's an إضافة. So that's مضاف إليه. Okay, but we say it's مجرور
كسرة
بالفتحة. Okay. And it's مجرور بالإضافة. So, and it's, when we say it's مجرور بالفتحة, it's only because al-fathatu is deputizing for what?
It's deputizing for the kasrah.
Al-kasratu.
So, as-samaa, is that another one?
As-sama'u.
Yeah.
No.
That can go.
That's a normal. Sama'un, sama'an, and sama'in.
I thought maybe it has a pattern like with the hamza at the end.
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, we can check, but I don't recall that is ممنوع من الصرف, but we can check that, right? تكلمت مع أصدقاء. Is that clear? Now, of course, what's interesting is that there's an exception to that, isn't there? If you do what? that represents I spoke with friends. But if we wanted to say with the friends, it becomes al-asdiqai. Now it does, doesn't it? Because of the inclusion of al. Al renders it munsarif. It changes it.
So would that be the same for
Yes, all of them.
all of them?
Yes. Hasanan. So that is the second of the three. So the final one therefore is Ya Muhammad.
والفعل المضارع
فعل المضارع المعتل الآخر يجزم
بحذف آخره
يجزم بحذف آخره Therefore, والفعل المضارع المعتل الآخر يجزم, it is made مجزوم والجزم بحذف آخره, by erasing the ending. Now we've already discussed this before, haven't we? Because what is al-fi'lu al-mudari'u al-mu'tallu al-akhiri? What is it?
Is it those five?
Not those five. It's those three. So we have a normal al-fi'lu al-mudari'u, such as yaktubu. So remember, what are we doing here? Yujzamu made madzumun bihadfi akhirihi. Is this made madzumun, or the state of al-jazmu, by erasing the last letter?
No.
No, because if we say yaktubu, which means
he's writing.
He's writing, and then we say lam yaktub, what have we done?
We haven't erased the last.
We haven't erased any letter. Rather, we've substituted ad-dammatu for as-sakunu, and therefore it becomes lam yaktub. However, we have another category of al-fi'lu al-mudari'u al-mu'tallu. Why is it al-mu'tallu? Because the last letter, the last letter is one of three types. It is either al-alifu or al-ya'u or al-waw'u. Okay? So therefore, right? Yas'a. What does yas'a mean? Yas'a. Sa'a. Yas'a.
He's visiting.
Not visiting, that's yazuru. Yas'a means he is striving, struggling upon a particular way. Right? وَسَأْلَهَا سَعْيَهَا وَهُوَ مُؤْمِنٌ, like the ayah. وَسَأْلَهَا سَعْيَهَا, and then he made an effort towards that. So sa'a is the verb. Now in the present tense it's yas'a. What do we notice about the ending of yas'a? It has an alif on the end. Hasanan? Yas'a. Now, because it has an alif upon the end, it's considered to be والفعل المضارع المعتل. حسنا. Now, to render this مجزوم to represent al-jazm, what do? We negate it with?
To make it مجزوم, you take the alif off. So you put lam.
We say lam, which now, what does it mean? Lam yas'a.
He will not strive.
He didn't. He didn't strive, and then it becomes lam yas'a. Lam yas'a. So we say that lam is harfu nafyin wa jazmin, and yas'a is it's now majzumun, isn't it? It's majzumun bihadfi. Right. Bihadfi, by erasing. Right? And that's how it's described. That's how we've represented the majzumun state. Bihadfi al-alif, by erasing al-alif. It's not majzumun bis-sukun, is it? It's not majzumun by any other way except bihadfi al-alif. We've already discussed this, remember? Yeah. So that's where it would end with an alif. The other one is where it would end with al-waw. For example, yad'u. Yad'u. What does yad'u mean?
Calling.
He is supplicating, from da'a.
Yes.
Okay. So yad'u means he is calling. Yad'u. If we now place lam before it, what happens?
Lam yad'u. Raise the waw.
We raise the waw to illustrate this principle, and it becomes lam yad'u. Lam yad'u. So that is where al-fi'lu al-mudari'u ends with al-waw. The third and the final type is where it ends with al-ya'u, such as yamshi. Yamshi. Yamshi means he is walking. If we want to negate that with a harfu nafyin wa jazmin lam, and we say lam yamshi, what do? We remove the ya and it becomes lam yamshi. So that therefore is al-fi'lu al-mudari al-mu'tallu al-akhiri.
What does mu'tallu mean?
Mu'tallu, it means where it has an illa, a reason of weakness. Okay. So here, what is the reason of its weakness? The weakness of the final letter, which is either al-alifu or al-wawu or al-ya'u.
What happens?
4 is the explanation of the 3 matters in which we have an exception to that general principle in which ad-dammatu represents a raf'un state, al-fathatu represents the mansubun state or nasbu, and al-kasratu represents al-khafdu or al-jarru, and as-sakun represents the jazmun state. We shall conclude. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.